Welcome back, Raider Nation and my champions. This is Eric from CSN, and today is Raider Rumor Mill Sunday. Aw, yes, and just like your favorite STD, this rumor just keeps flaring back up. And of course, I'm talking about the rumor of Davante Adams reuniting with his college quarterback and coming to the silver and black. Now, this is from an article from heavy.com, which also included some tweets that they had regarding being ready for training camp. Of course, they're friends. There's really nothing to see there. I'm not even going to include that. But the one thing that was interesting was that they mentioned a tweet from Ian Rappaport talking about how the contract negotiations between Davante and the Packers have basically stalled. So now not only are they dealing with him, they're dealing with the Aaron Rodgers saga. So really, I would say this rumor, more than anything, is more for the Packers than the Raiders. Now, if the Raiders get him, I don't see it this year. I would see it maybe next year. And if Davante doesn't want to re-sign with Green Bay, or things get really cold there, they'll probably just franchise him and then trade him. So what I would say what's going to happen is maybe that's the scenario, but I would rather see our young wide receivers being used. I mean, we've used significant draft capital for Ruggs, for Edwards, and they really haven't shown a whole lot. Now, if they both flop this year, then yes, I could see us going after arguably the best wide receiver in the league. Definitely a wide receiver one. It's going to cost us probably a first round pick. And of course, Davante Adams is probably going to want $20 million plus a year. So we're going to have to open up the pocketbook for that. But again, I would want to see these young wide receivers at least get a chance to show themselves and prove themselves, especially with the offseason work that they've done. On Monday, it was reported from various news outlets that Raiders president Mark Bedane resigned. Now, this kind of came as a shock to some, and others are kind of speculating that maybe John Gruden had a hand in this. Yeah, I think that's a bunch of bullshit, to be honest with you. There's no real basis for that, number one. Number two, here's a statement from Mark Davis, the owner, and some of the things he said about him, such as, being with the organization for 30 years, starting as a training camp driver. This guy leads silver and black. He's been there 3 decades. He played a huge hand in getting us this brand new stadium. And then at the end, he says, once a Raider and always a Raider. And frankly, what I think is that he worked his ass off, especially the last 2 years with the move and the stadium and all that. And he's been doing it for 30 years. He probably wants a break and to do something else. And we all wish him well. And again, once a Raider, always a Raider. Right now, Dan Vettrell, the executive vice president, will be taking over on an interim basis. But the guy some people are talking about to fill his spot is none other than Louis Riddick. And I gotta say, this makes some sense. And here's why. One, former Raider, of course. We like to hire former Raiders a lot. Two, he has the experience in the front office. I mean, he was a director of player personnel for both Washington and Philadelphia before this. And three, the most important, jokingly saying this, is that he is an ESPN analyst, and we like to bring those guys in. Gruden, Mayock. But jokes aside, I think it would be a good fit. I think he could do the job and would do it well, and I would welcome him aboard. Last thing I want to talk about is an article from Yardbarker talking about Kenyon Drake and what they feel his role is going to be here in the 2021 season. Now, basically, it's a decent article if you want to go ahead and read through it, but basically they said that they feel that he's going to be used in a third down role like a joker, like Lynn Bowden was supposed to be, but never was. And then they think he's going to end up with 500 yards on the ground, 350 in the air, and 6 total touchdowns. I can see that. Obviously, what I've said before in the past, that I think he's going to be more of a committee. He's going to help spell Josh Jacobs and keep him fresh through the season. The 850 total yards, I would say I would go over 1,000 total yards for him this year. Maybe 600-700 yards on the ground, another 400 in the air. 6 touchdowns, that sounds about right. Maybe 6-7 touchdowns. But not a bad article overall. But again, I think he's going to be used even more so than what this article states. If you did enjoy this video, why not give it a thumbs up, like, share, and subscribe. If you have any comments, put them in the section below. I read every single comment and I respond to just about every single comment as well. If you want to catch up to our 31 and 31 series this month, I'll put the links right on the screen that you can click right now. Thanks for watching and supporting this channel, and as always, go Raiders.